葉でもたくさん違う意味があって違うように訳されたり、あと同じ言葉なのに違う意味を持つっていう場合もあります。
So success, usually means you've achieved whatever you were trying to do.
で成功っていうのは一般的にはその達成しようとしていたものを、達成することを意味します。
Perfection is also that you're successful. You've achieved perfection in spiritual life, which means you become completely thinking of Krishna.
でもここでの完成っていうのはその精神的な完成、その常にクリシュナのことを思うっていうその目的を達成したという意味になります。
All right?
はい。
So that's pretty easy one.
うん。はい。だそうです。
So let's everybody think. You must be reading something that you want to know more about, or you don't understand, or you want to tell us about it. Right?
皆さんきっと何か読んでらっしゃるので、その読んでて、疑問に思ったこととか、もっと、気になるとか、あとはなんかの感想きっとあると思うので、ぜひこれを機会にシェアしてください。
Okay, somebody? I don't know everybody here.
どなたか。
ハレークリシュナ。
Yeah.
ちょっと本の話じゃないんですけど、だいぶ前から一度お聞きしたいなと思ってた質問がありまして、前の方の質問の時には肉食の話が割と出てたと思うんですけど、このプラッパーダの妹さんが、すごく旦那さんはお肉を食べる方だったと思うんですね。でも、それでも、きちんとお仕えし続けて夫婦関係維持されてたっていうのをどっかでお聞きしたんですけど、このプラッパーダの妹さんはやっぱりバイシュナバーだったと思うんですが、この旦那さんにお仕えするっていうのと、旦那さんがお肉を食べるときに、このお料理はなさってなかったんじゃないのかなって思うんですけど、その辺をお聞きしたい。もし例えばパートナーがお肉を食べたいって言ったときに自分は絶対に食べないけれども、お肉を料理してほしいって言われたら、その時はどうしたらいいんでしょうかっていうことをお聞きしたいんですが。
So in previous lectures, we talked a little bit about like meat eating and things like that. And she wanted to ask about Prabhupada's sister. I forgot her name, but Prabhupada's sister, she heard that she was a Vaishnava, but her husband used to eat meat, but as an ideal wife, and she served her husband and maintained that marriage and relationship. But she was curious whether, like, when her husband wanted to eat meat, if Prabhupada's sister cooked for him. And in our example, for example, our husband or partner, even though we don't eat meat, if they ask, they want to eat meat, like how to go about it.
Sometimes the wife has to prepare the meat. Some husbands are, more sensitive and they'll go outside and eat meat somewhere. But some of them want the wife to cook, and then, we don't want to break up marriages and everything, especially if there's children. So you just tolerate.
まあ時々、特に
try to offer some prasadam things with it, Most people don't eat only meat, they have something with it.
まあ時々、まあなんかちょっと遠慮できる夫だったら、パートナーだったら、まあ、外で肉とか食べる場合もあると思うんですけど、でもなんかやっぱり奥さんに作ってほしいっていう場合は、その、子供がいる場合は特にその関係を、壊したくないというか、その結婚を、その関係を大切にしなきゃいけないので、耐えながら、その調理することも必要。でも肉だけ食べるっていうのはないと思うので、その プラサーダも一緒に出す、料理として出すことも、いいと思います。So Prabhupada's sister did cook meat for her husband?
Yeah.
プラブパーダの妹さんは夫にご主人のためにお肉調理してたそうです。
はい、ありがとうございます。わかりました。
She was a very saintly lady.
彼女はとても、聖人のような女性でした。
So she had great love for Prabhupada.
で、彼女はプラブパーダに対するすごい大きな深い愛を持っていらっしゃいました。
ありがとうございます。今私はそういう環境ないのでお肉を料理せずに済んでるんですけれども、やっぱり一度お伺いしたいなと思って聞かせていただきました。ありがとうございます。
Right now she's fortunate because she doesn't have to cook for anybody like meat, but she was always curious, so she says thank you for answering that question.
In China, we have many commodities that are very good, but their husbands want meat. Or they won't even give the children meat, the husband insists. So they have to just go along with it. Because if we get known for breaking up marriages, then we'll be a big problem.
中国では、たくさんの女性の方が、近親者になって、でもご主人の方は、肉を食べ続けたいで、特に子供にもその肉を食べさせたいっていうので、イスコンは結婚を壊すっていう、そういう評判を作りたくないので、しょうがなく耐えながら、私たちは、お肉を調理して。
So we pray for the people to change.
で、私たちができるのは、パートナーだったりが、内側から変わるように祈ることです。
May I leave some comment on that, Guru Maharaj?
What?
May I leave some comment on this point? Well, I have one experience with one guest. I had been preaching in those days, and then I'm saying in kind of same situation, and the wife has been complaining with me about the husband who asked her to cook meat, although she didn't want. But later on, she actually followed what I said and said, she was humbly tried to serve him, even including cooking meat for him. And then gradually he got changed, by prasadam. And then, he started to say, I'm sorry, maybe you don't want to cook meat. It's okay. I don't mind to eat meat outside. So I think prasadam worked. 一つそれ思い出したんですけど、昔私がプリーチングしたゲストの中で一人同じような状況の人がいて、奥さんがご主人が肉を料理って言うからもうすごい怒ってたんですけど、でも今グルマハジがおっしゃったようなことを私もアドバイスしてて、そうしたらご主人がだんだん変わってきて、それで本当は肉料理したくないんだよねって、いいよって、僕外で食べたけど肉は外で食べるよっていうふうに彼が変わってきた。だからそのプラサードの魅力ってすごいなと思いました。
Yeah. So, like I said, some husbands, they have that sensitivity that they eat outside, they drink outside.
パートナーの中にはやっぱりそういうちょっと遠慮ができて、外でお肉食べたり、お酒飲んだり、でもそういうふうにできる人もいるわけです。
All right. So Prabhupada's sister, then mostly she stayed in Mayapur, and the different Madhavis helped her and took care of her. She's a great cook. She loved to cook for Prabhupada, but her cooking was not healthy for Prabhupada. She cooked very opulent.
で、プラブパーダの妹さんは、長くマヤプールに住んでいらしてで、とても料理するのが得意で好きで、で、プラブパーダのためにご飯を作ったりするんですけど、プラブパーダのにはあまり合わない、なんか結構そういう豪華なものを作るので、プラブパーダにはあまり合わないプラサードになってそうです。
She liked mustard oil cooking, which is common in Bengal. And, it's very, very strong. So Prabhupada would say, no, don't let her cook. But, stop her. And she carried a spray bottle of Ganga water. And wherever she sat, when she got up, she would spray with Ganga water, thinking that she'd contaminated the area.
うん、で、彼女はベンガルでは一般的なそのマスタードオイルでよく調理してたんですけど、結構脂っこくなるのかな。結構、なので、パルパーダは彼女には作らせるなって言ってたそうなんですけど、で、あとなんかいつもガンガのお水が入ってるスプレーのボトルみたいなの持ってて、どっか座った後に立ち上がって、その座ってた場所をスプレーして、自分が座るところは汚れてしまったと思って、そのなんか清めてたそうです。
So there's a lot of memories of her online from different devotee ladies who stayed with her a lot.
で、ネット上にはたくさんの、彼女に関するなんかお話とか、思い出話とかが、掲載、載せてたくさんあります。
She looked just like Prabhupada, except, she had a big body.
ね、彼女見た目は本当もうプラブパーダそっくり。で、ちょっと、体型が大きかったっていう違いはあるそうです。あるんですけど。
All right.
Hare Krishna。先ほどの奥さんがディボーティーで旦那さんがお肉を食べるっていうお話にまつわることなんですけど、なんか沖縄に住んでいた南アフリカ出身のディボーティーの方の話なんですけど、彼女は4人家族で、最初、彼女のお母さんが先にディボーティーになって、一人でずっとイスコンに通ってたみたいなんですね。で、お父さんや、そのお友達は女性なんですけど、リーラの妹3人は、当時はお肉を食べていて、もうスピリチュアルは信じていなかった。だけどお母さんは毎日みんなのためにお肉の料理をして、クリシュナの教えは押し付けたりとか強くプッシュしたりしてなかったけど、していたことがあって、それはみんながディボーティーになりますようにっていうお祈りを毎日毎日真剣にしていて、そしたら5年後にはみんながディボーティーになってベジタリアンになったっていうお話があります。だからそのお話聞いて、ディボーティーのお祈りってすごいなって思ったのと、先ほど言ったやっぱりプラサーダム、あとお母さんはお寺のプラサーダムをよくみんなに持って行ってパって言ってました。はい、以上です。
So Kaira Mataji wants to share a story she heard about her friend, I think. In Okinawa, there's a family from South Africa. And initially, only the mother was a devotee, and by herself, she would go to the temple. But her husband and her children were not interested at all. They weren't interested in spiritual things. They used to eat meat. But so she kept cooking for them, and she also didn't force anything devote anything on them. Like she didn't force Krishna on them. But one thing she did every day was she would always pray that her family will become devotees, and also she would regularly take prasadam from the temple and give it to her family members. And then eventually, after 5 years, all her family members became devotees and became vegetarian. So it was interesting how powerful a devotee's prayers are, and also the effect of prasadam.
Correct. So that's the thing we do. We pray for everybody, and especially, the own family you have more concern with. And so anyway, that happens often.
こういうことはよく起きることで、私たちの、その役割っていうか、務めは、その人々のために祈ること、人々がディボティになれるように。で、特に家族は、そういう、もっと思いが強くなります。
All right, good. So that's always the answer. We pray for everybody, but sometimes we pray specifically for people we know or people we don't know. The more advanced the devotee is, the more he just prays for everybody.
時々特定の人とか知ってる人に祈る場合もあれば、一般的に。でもその向上するほど、やっぱり多くの人のために祈るようになる。
All right. Achyuta, any Sankirtan stories? You're actually there?
Yes, Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad Pranam. Yeah, I was thinking to tell you, recently I started to ask people about what we're thinking about, what it's easy for them to read Tate or Yoko books, and almost of them saying we usually having book Tate the show, the Tate is more better.
I couldn't follow. You were breaking up.
She was saying
Hare Krishna.
She's been asking people whether it's easy to read horizontal or vertical in Japanese, and lots of people are saying vertical.
Outside people.
Yes, Maharaj, in street.
And what did they say?
Это Nanto you Amrita Katha vertical?
Yes.
Vertical.
What do they say?
Tate, vertical. They like that more.
Well, that's what I've been saying, but I have opposition because someone who's never been in Japan knows much better than me. I've been here too long, so I'm thinking that Japan is special and different than other countries. Right?
Yes. So now we try and distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, what we have, and also Light of Bhagavatam. Everybody very much like. So also like sometimes we put books and doing kirtan. Can you hear me, Maharaj?
Yeah, yeah.
And also we putting books and doing just kirtan, and like sitting Harinam. And we still like coming back only last few books we have. So, and usually people, I was saying them which book like you can choose, and many people choosing coming back. Ne?
Yeah, I know.
So it's very for them like interesting because like it's not Shukyopoy. So yesterday we meet a very nice sensei. He's Christian, but he's teaching in high school. So we was having a nice conversation. So, and so preaching, it's important from both sides, from any religion. Most important to giving now knowledge for people. Because almost young generation, we don't understand what it's life, what it's goal of life. They see movie, and by this movie we thinking this is osake, like alcohol, smoking, woman, it's more for enjoying, né? But they don't have knowledge. So we was talking, it's good time for preach, ne? Maybe we can do not from some shukyo, not like religion, more like knowledge, ne? What is necessary for people. So recently we meeting very nice people, Maharaj. Every time some, like if we going out, very nice people now. After pandemic, it's more like more people more open. Very often when I am going Kansai, very often I see like some people from yoga, and last time we meet many people from Yoga Lakeshwari. Any places when I was going, they said, I know Yuki Sakurai and Sensei, ne? So I was very happy because we know Hare Krishna. We know Mahamantra and very respect devotee. We very like Yuki, ne? Yoga Lakeshwari. Very nice. Devotee preaching a lot.
Nihongo?
Amrita Katkayu will do Nihongo?
すごい長かった。何から始めればいいのかわからない。本の話はいいかな、じゃあ。なんて言ってたっけ、最初。
書って一般の人に縦書きが読みやすいですか、横書き本はどっちがいいですかって聞いたら、ほとんどの人が縦だって言ったっていうことと、あとカミングバックがとても人気があって出ていくっていうこと。
で、あと最近の若い人たちはその人生の目的とか、分かってないで映画とか見て、お酒とかタバコとかそういうのを楽しむだけだと思ってるから、ちょうど、それを機会に私たちの知っている宗教としてではなく知識として、その人生における大切な知識として提供するのが私たちの役割っていうか今できることで、あとなんだっけな、あと大阪に関西の方に行くとたくさんもうなんかハレクリシナのことを五十嵐キショリさんとかを通してマントラとかもう知っていらっしゃる方がたくさんいるので、本当にディボーティーのプリーチングはすごいなっていう、そんなお話だったと思います。
ありがとう。Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. So everyone, whatever we do, it has a big effect. Tell one person, that one person might tell a million people, but it doesn't matter because Krishna is happy. When he sees us chanting and trying to tell other people how to chant, Krishna becomes very happy.
で、誰がその一人でも何かするとすごい大きな影響を持っている、その一人の人に伝えることで、その人が、たくさん何千人の人に伝えるかもしれない。でも結果がどうであれ、その私たちがチャンティングをして、それを他の人にシェアしようとしているっていうその行いにクリシュナはとても満足してくださいます。
So, people are not getting any spiritual education at all. They just, even if they go to a temple or a church, they just ask them for money.
でもう今、現代の人々は全然その精神的な知識、教養を得ていない、そのお寺とか教会に行ってもお金を、聞かれるだけで、そういう大切な知恵を、得るところが今はありません。
But everybody wants Krishna. Everybody wants the AN no Yodokobi.
でも全員が、永遠の喜び、つまりクリシュナを求めているわけです。
They're not going to find it anywhere in the material universe.
もう物質世界のどこを探しても、物質宇宙のどこを探しても見つけることはできません。
Even Lord Brahma's life comes to an end.
シューブラフマーの、人生もいつかは終わりに来るわけです。終わりが来るわけです。
Okay. Anyone else?
他に誰か。
Yes, Maharaj. I have a question for those who hasn't been initiated yet. in the early days when you have Prabhupada was on this planet, we hear a lot of different stories about the devotees in those days, and then see, I think like sounds like those devotees in those days are more enthusiastic and urged to be initiated by Prabhupada. And then I think there are sincere devotees who can't make up their mind to be initiated just because they are so sincere. And especially in Japan, I hear this, I see some devotees and they are so sincere and actually so sincere. So that's why they care about their impurity. And especially in Japanese have a tendency like that. So, some care about the, giving their own bad karma to spiritual masters, or they think like I'm not good enough to be initiated, or so I just want you to encourage them. Will you, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, well,
ちょっと日本語で言います。
not everybody was like that. There were also trouble.
Let me
Trouble
say,
is still present, just in a different way. And there's still many devotees who are really dedicated and giving everything to teach people.
質問日本語でちょっと言いますね。プラブパーダがいらっしゃった頃のいろんなディボーティーのその当時の話とかをいろいろ聞くと、なんかその頃のディボーティーってもっと熱狂的熱意があって、そしてもっともう早くもう入門受けたいって熱望してた人が多かったような印象を受けるんですけど、特に日本人でまた私周り見ててもその本当に素晴らしい、誠実な方がたくさんいるんだけれども、その誠実だからゆえこそ、正直だからこそ、自分がもうそんなとてもそんな入門を受けるほどの段階じゃないと、自分はあまりにもう不浄だからそんな入門なんかとてもっていうふうに思っている人が結構いると思うんですね、日本人に。だからそういう方に何かマハラジからアドバイスをってお願いしました。あとお願いします。
Mahara, I couldn't hear, but for what you mentioned. All right.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Oh. I couldn't hear. Like Tapaswini Mataji was asking like encouragement for the devotees who think they are not ready. No, yeah, they.
One thing was in that time when Prabhupada was present, things were much different. Everybody was young.
で、プラブパーダがいた頃、そのタパさんがお話ししてたその昔の時はもう全然いろいろ違って、まず一つにみんなすごい若かった。
And when they moved in the temple, they moved in. There was an ashram and you just joined in and there was no choice except to follow everything.
で、その時はアシュラムがあって、そこにそのアシュラムの中で暮らす人が多かった。だからもうそういう原則とかいろいろ従わざるを得なかった。
Some devotees moved in almost right away that they met devotees.
で、中にはもう近親者のあった次の日にアシュラムに引っ越す人もいました。
Some took a few years. They kept chanting and going here and trying that. But when they moved in, there was no householders, no families. Everybody was just brahmachari and brahmacharini. So that's one reason it was so much different.
で、
Everybody went out for Sankirtan every day.
でもちろん中にはちょっと数年かけてアシュラム入っていく人もいたんですけど、でもとにかくその当時は世帯者が全然いなくて、もう全員がブラマチャリとかブラマチャリニでみんなで、サンキュータに行ったりとかしてたので。
There was no luxury, that some temples with many devotees living there, and one bathroom or something.
え
No
ー
heating. Mm.
で、中にはたくさんのディボーティーがいるのに、トイレが一つとか、シャワーが一つとか、そういうお寺がいっぱいあって、なんかそういう環境も全然今とは違います。
But there was so much kirtan, you know,
でもとにかくたくさんキルタンが行われて
that kept everybody going, and
で、それが、
hoping that Prabhupada would visit their temple.
でそれがやっぱり人々をなんか気づけてるというか、動かし続けて、で、あとはやっぱりプラパーダがお寺に訪れてくれるんじゃないかとか、そういう期待とかもあって。
All right. So now, you know, mostly everybody's in the family. They're joining. They already have jobs, and you know, they have children.
でも今ではほとんどの人が世帯者だから仕事をして
Quite a,
たり。
we have devotees that are very old, you know, growing old, or some join when they're, you know, they become devotees.
家族を持ってたり、子供がもうお子さんがもういらっしゃったりで、中にはもう結構年を召してから献身者になったりとか、そういう、人もいます。
Okay.
But even if they are like that, they should take initiation. They should go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but still, there's so many devotees that are doing huge preaching things. You know, even husband and wife together, traveling even worldwide with their children sometimes, and we're having online classes with thousands of people.
でも環境とか状況が違いでも、すごい家族がいながらも、なんか世界中旅してプリーチングしたりとか、オンラインで大きなプリーチングしたりとか、いっぱいそういうディボーティーもいます。
Thank you very much.
All right. And you might remember, I don't know if you were there around Mitaka time.
On where?
When we lived in Mitaka,
三鷹で暮らしてた頃のこと覚え
you
てます
can ask Mahatma what it was like.
ね、タバさんいましたその時。
I was thinking back. I was trying to remember how we managed to live there, because we had a lot of people, a lot of devotees in that little house.
三鷹にいた頃は本当ちっちゃなお家にたくさんのディボーティーが住んでたので、どうやって過ごしてたのかちょっと思い出そうと、してたんですけど、
And only one bathroom.
トイレも一つ、シャワーかな一つしかなくて、
Somehow or other we did it.
でも何らかの方法で生き延びたっていうか生活はできたわけです。
And everybody went for Harinam every day.
で、全員が毎日ハリナマに出かけて、
When we moved to Eifukucho, we had one room for the Maharajas. I think there were 8 Maharajas.
で、副長に移った時は一つの部屋はマタジたちのためで、なんか8人のマタジが一つの部屋に暮らしてたそうです。
When we first went there, then even more came, and there were a lot of men also.
最初は8人だったけど、後から何人か参加したのでもっと増えて、もう男性ももちろんたくさんいました。
In the beginning, we just had one bathroom.
で、最初の頃はトイレが一つしかなくて、
When the temple opening, I was in the women's ashram building bunk beds.
で、お寺が
during the festival.
お寺のなんか開会式とかの式の時はなんかフェスティバルが行われてて、その時はなんかマタジのアシュラマのなんか二段ベッドみたいなので寝てたそうです。
Then we had intercom, and Kadamba would tell me, okay, the Maharajas are finished with the bathroom, now the men can come.
Who and who? カダンバ and
Kadamba.
でなんか 火山
Wait,
場さんが、
downstairs, I was upstairs and we would talk on the phone.
こうなんか違う階にで暮らしてたのかわかんないですけど、なんか女性たちがシャワー使い終わったらなんか電話でマッサージ終わったよってなんかそういうふうに連絡し合ってたそうです。
And more or less everybody went for book distribution, and then every night we would go for Harinam from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock.
でもうほとんど全員が毎日本配りに出かけて、で夜になると7時から9時まで張り生してました。
Mostly we just went to Shibuya and Shinjuku.
でほとんど新宿とか渋谷に行ってました。
We had quite a few, like 15 devotees or something.
その頃は15人くらい、結構ディボティがいました。
So they distribute books all day and then meet at 7 o'clock in Harinam.
一日中本を配って7時にハリナマのために待ち合わせしてました。
Everybody came to Mangal Arti.
でみんな毎日毎朝マンガラアルティに出て、
And then everybody went to the Mayapur Vrindavan Festival.
何々フェスティバル What festival?
Or Purnima.
マヤプール。で、ゴーラプリニマの時は、マヤプールにみんな行きました。
So it was quite intense for quite a few years.
結構、濃密な日々を過ごしてました。
Okay. Tapasini remembers it, but she lived outside. She
お父
came.
さんは違うところに住んでたんですか？
And very, it was just a coincidence. More by Krishna's mercy, I just was living 1 minute away from temple.
Yeah.
I just came from Osaka and somehow I found that the little house to live there.
Yeah. And then Tapasini made
私は大阪から出てきて、
Kunti and Bhakta Vatsal, Krishna in her house.
大阪から出てきて、たまたまっていうか何も知らなかったんですけど、クリシュナのくの字も知らなかったけど、お寺から本当にもう2、3分のところにたまたま住んでたんですね。
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
他に質問や感想。
Maharaj. Hare Krishna. No, I would like to ask a question. Can you please explain about tilak? Because some devotee were asking me if we not initiation, can we put tilak or something like this? So not much maybe knowledge about this.
ティラクについて質問です。
Tilak is good for everybody.
入門してなくても誰でもにティラクつけるべきです。
Of course, sometimes, like we used to sometimes at the Sunday feast put tilak on everybody.
で、前はサンデーフィース、日曜祭の時はもう来る人全員にティラクつけてました。
It's a good idea. Then everybody looks at everybody and they think of Krishna.
で、みんな見て、ティラク見て、クリシュナのことを思い出すから、とてもいいことです。
Even if you just see the tilak, you can be liberated.
ティラクを見るだけで、解放されることができます。
So even if you see your own face in the mirror with tilak, you get benefit. You think of Krishna.
で、鏡で自分の顔のティラクを見るだけでも、クリシュナのことを思い出すことができて、恩恵を得ることができます。
And if other people see you, even they don't know what it is, they still are reminded of Krishna.
で、他の人が何なのか分からなくても見ることで、クリシュナのことを思い出します。
So it's very good. Anybody can.
とにかく入門しなくても誰でもつけることができます。
All right. I think we should try that Sunday feast, put tilak on everybody. If we have enough tilak nowadays, we're short of tilak everywhere.
Yeah, now we don't have it new. Like some people want to buy, but we can't go
Yeah,
to
I'm only
India. So,
putting it on my head now because I don't have enough to.
今はね、ちょっとティラク足りてないですけど、日曜祭に来た人に全員ティラクつけるの、その習慣をまた、始
But
め
he's going to bring stuff back from India, but then they couldn't leave India.
そう、今インド行けないんで、行ったとしても持ってこれなかったりとか、なかなか手に入らない。
Okay. So in Sanskrit, it's called Urdhva Pundra.
ウルヴァプンドラ。サンスクリット語ではそういうふうに言うそうで、ティラクのことをそう呼びます。
Urdhva means going up.
で、ウルヴァっていうのは上に行く。
So it's like raising your consciousness up to the spiritual.
なので、ティラクつけるときは、精神的に意識を持ち上げるっていう意味です。
Yeah, raising your consciousness.
意識を、
Thinking of Krishna.
クリシュナのことを思い、意識を、持ち上げる。Can I ask something about tilak? なんか、so when you put on, you chant like Om Keshavaya Namaha. But someone said you say when you are removing, like first you do the tilak and then you like remove the middle, right? Somebody was saying when you are removing, you say Om Keshavaya Namaha. But is it when you put tilak on or like when do you say?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. よかった。そうなんか誰かに、そうなんかつけるときに言うんじゃなくて、そのつけてからその真ん中抜くじゃないですか。その時に言うって言われて、なんか、そうなんだと思ったけど、別に関係なかった。
I just go like this, and usually the middle is clean.
マハラジはこうガーってやったら、なんか自然と真ん中が。
Sometimes I have to clean it up.
Mine gets very flaky. I don't know why. It always dries up very quickly.
Just Gopi Chandan packaged up that comes from Vrindavan.
Yes.
It's mixed up with sandalwood oil or something.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe sandalwood powder. So it doesn't work properly like pure Gopi Chandan clay. It doesn't last long, very hard. It'll be gone unless you put on like 3 or 4 times. Keep adding more. Even then, if it's hot weather, you might lose it quickly.
私のなんかつけるとすぐカピカピになって剥げちゃって、でなんかなんだか箱で売ってるゴピチャンダンはなんかゴピチャンダン以外になんかサンダルウッドのなんかペーストみたいなのが混ざってるから、なんかピュアなゴピチャンダンほどなんかあまり綺麗につかないとかなんとか。
So they have a nice package, and it's very expensive. It's like 20 rupees for one little piece.
Maharaji Tilak?
Yeah, this Gopi Chandan stuff.
Oh.
It's very
なんかマハラジが持ってらっしゃるのはなんか1箱20ルピーのなんか。
If you go to the, in Vrindavan or Mayapur, you get a big handful of it for 20 rupees.
普通はすごい大きなのを20ルピーですけど、マハラジが持ってらっしゃるのはなんかちっちゃいので20ルピーがいつでいくらかわかんないですけど、なんかまあ。
Anyway, anyone can wear neck beads. Everyone should wear neck beads, and anyone can wear tilak. You don't have to be initiated. You don't have to be following regular principles. It will help you to get purified. So we want to give to you.
ティラクもネックビーズも入門してなくても宗教原則を守ってなくてもつけることができる。で、つけることによって、その浄化の手助けになるので、ぜひ皆さんつけてください。
Okay. So I need to go now. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj.
Thank you all.
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Everybody thank Yugala Preeti for. She just started calling all the yoga schools, and they all got Bhagavad Gita.
ユガラプリティさんはなんか全国のヨガスタジオに電話をかけてバカバッテギーターのことかな、置いてもらうように電話してるそうです。応援してください。
Because she really felt the powerful effect of being a devotee compared to the previous life. So, all right. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.